Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Menken here with Splash Sports. Today is April 19th, 2024. Let's take a little recap on yesterday's performance. Boom! Had a bounce back day, going 2-0. Our third game did not play. It did get postponed there, the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs. But listen, had a bounce back day. I hope you guys all cashed in. And if you did, leave those money bags in the comments, guys. That's all I ask, and to like this video. Let's get right into it. Let's stay hot. Let's look for that 3-0 clean sweep of a day here. Remember, on this show, all we care about is the first 6 outs of the ball game, plain and simple. A NRFI means no runs first inning, while a YRFI means yes runs first inning. But before I get into my free plays, be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't done so already, turn on that notification button. That way, every time I drop another play, you guys will be notified. All right, let's take a look at Friday's game, starting off with game number 1. We got the Houston Astros taking on the Washington Nationals right now. The Houston Astros will be throwing out Justin Verlander, making his first start this year, coming back off injury, and it just feels right to say Justin Verlander starting here for the Houston Astros. He'll be matched up here against the Washington Nationals' Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore has had a great start to his 2024 season here, going 2-0 already. 16 innings of work, an ERA of 2.81. He has 23 strikeouts and only 5 earned runs. Mackenzie Gore picked up his last 2 wins in his last 2 starts here. Looked really good in his last outing against the Oakland A's, going 5 innings of work, 4 hits, no earned runs, and 11 strikeouts. This guy's absolutely putting batters away. I believe that he will put this top of the order for this Houston Astros team away, especially looking how weak offensively that this Houston Astros team has looked so far this season. They don't look like the same self. Jose Altuve is finally starting to come around here in the top of the order, but I just think Gore right now is pitching really good, and he's filling up the strike zone, and he's going to compete against these Houston Astros hitters, especially them traveling to Washington, D.C. We'll see what Justin Verlander can do, but I'm still going to ride with Justin Verlander. I don't think he's going to give up a run in his first inning of his 2024 campaign here. That's why in game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals, we're smacking the NRFI, no runs first inning. So we're on our second game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals. Right now, the Baltimore Orioles will have Kramer on the mound. He's 0-1 this season with 18.1 innings of work. He has an ERA of 4.69 with 14 strikeouts and 9 earned runs. He'll be matched up against the Kansas City Royals' Alec Marsh. He is 2-0 this season. He has 16.2 innings of work here, 4.32 ERA, 10 strikeouts, and 8 earned runs. Little fact about Marsh here is that he came from Baltimore. His first start of the 2024 season with this Kansas City Royals team was against Baltimore, and he got the win in that one. But as Baltimore is coming into this game right now, they are currently second in all of MLB in runs per game. They have been swinging the bats very well. But let's look at Marsh's start in his first game against his Baltimore Orioles. He went 7 innings of work, 2 hits, 1 earned run, and got the win. This Baltimore Orioles team, his team that he came from, I guarantee you remembers the first game of the season drop into the Kansas City Royals here. I think this Baltimore Orioles team, the way that they've been swinging the bats coming into this one, especially Kansas City too, though offensively, they've been swinging it really well. But I think this Baltimore Orioles team is going to get a little bit of revenge on Alec Marsh in this one. That's why in game number 2, between the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals, we're smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. Let's take a look at our third and final game. We're going back to Chicago, where the Miami Marlins are taking on the Chicago Cubs. This game did get rained out yesterday, but they're throwing out the same starters here. You got A.J. Puck coming on for this Miami Marlins team, who is 0-3, 10.2 innings of work, an ERA of 5.91, 8 Ks, and 7 earned runs on the season. And then the Cubs are going to throw out Talon here for the first time this season. Hasn't started yet. He's coming back off an injury. And this is an early game here in Wrigley. I'm expecting the wind to be blowing out here. A day game. The ball does fly here in Wrigley. I like it because this Miami Marlins team might get to Talon here if he makes a couple mistakes early in that top of the first. And then the way the Chicago Cubs have been swinging the baseball bats, especially in their previous series against the Arizona Diamondbacks. I like the way they've been swinging it. I think they come out strong here back at home against the Miami Marlins. That's why in game number 3, between the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs, we're smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. Let's take a recap of the games I've selected for you today. Game number 1 between the Houston Astros and the Washington Nationals. We're smacking the NRFI no runs first inning. Game number 2 between the Baltimore Orioles and the Kansas City Royals. We're smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. And in game number 3 between the Miami Marlins and the Chicago Cubs, we are smacking the YRFI yes runs first inning. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Nick Menken with Splash Sports. If you have not done so, smack that like button for me. It helps me out a ton, and it costs you guys none. And also follow me on X at Nick Menken. We will be absolutely active this weekend. Best of luck and best bets.